Joining us now, someone who has sat in that chair as the head of a Ted Cruz super PAC, a Donald Trump advisor, and now is Donald Trump's new campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway, the self-proclaimed pollstress Kellyanne. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Earlier today, Mr. Trump issued a statement about the Anthony Weiner, Huma Abedin relationship, calling into question Hillary Clinton's judgment for not doing something about it earlier because of national security risks posed. Did you see the statement before it was released?
I did.
And you approved of it?
Well, Mr. Trump approves of his statements. Actually, what he said there is that he thinks that Huma Abedin will be much better off and that he knows Anthony Weiner well. And then he talked about the close proximity that he may have had to national security information that could be highly classified and that it may have compromised our national security.
Let me ask you this question. Stuart Stevens, a fellow Republican consultant, obviously someone who's not very much in favor of Donald Trump's candidacy, tweeted on the basis of this that Trump had given over $100,000 to the Clinton Foundation and gave the maximum amount to Anthony Weiner's congressional campaigns. And then he questions judgment. So here you have Donald Trump questioning Hillary Clinton's judgment, seems to have liked the Clinton Foundation plenty and seemed to have liked Anthony Weiner at one point. So whose judgment is more flawed?
Are you really going to question Donald Trump's judgment today as compared to Anthony Weiner, who the New York Post showed in a photo?
Oh, not Anthony Weiner's judgment.
No, since you want to go there.
That was my question.
Judgment?
He's questioning Hillary Clinton's judgment, and I'm questioning his judgment.
Because
not Anthony Weiner's judgment.
He gave $100,000 to the Clinton Foundation, which does do some good work for many people around the globe. A. B. He's a New York businessman who has stated very many times that he has contributed to members of Congress and other members of the delegation. So that doesn't mean he ever wanted anything for Anthony Weiner. That doesn't mean that Anthony Weiner is any less of a scoundrel for taking a picture of himself in a compromising position with his child next to him on the same bed. So in any event, I don't think that there's a comparison about questioning the judgment. And Stuart Stevens, all he does is attack us all day long. He met with the independent candidate, it's reported, Evan McMullin, and I don't know why Stuart can't just support the Republican nominee. So many of us supported Mitt Romney, gave money, volunteered our time, went on TV in support of his candidacy. That's fine. That's his right to not support us. But please don't say he's a Republican consultant who just doesn't like Donald Trump's campaign. He is constantly attacking us. I hear from Democratic friends all the time who say, hey, I'm with her, but I appreciate the fact that you're there, Kellyanne, and your candidate is doing his best to make a difference on his terms. But we're just constantly spat at and shot at by a lot of people who are, quote, Republicans.
At the risk of running this topic into the ground, which I will proceed to take that risk now, the statement injected a truly sad, pathetic, sick aspect of a domestic relationship, a man and a wife and a child, and the guy is really screwed up. Didn't that give you pause for injecting that into a presidential political campaign?
Mike, did you see the pictures? Do you know what Anthony Weiner has done? That we're actually making Donald Trump the issue here. I mean, this man is a serial sexter who embarrasses his wife routinely. I don't get involved in other people's relationships, but let me tell you something. I looked at the New York Post today. It was sent to me early on, and I looked at that, and I was nothing short of appalled. I have small children. I mean, who does this? And the idea that we're going to divert attention away from this issue.
Well, because of the national security line.
Okay, well then, look, James Comey said that she was careless and negligent, used the same words about her handling of her emails, and Donald Trump now is saying, maybe he said it may have compromised our national security. But look, Hillary Clinton had one of her worst weeks in the campaign last week. We're having our best 2 weeks, headed into our third best week, a 10-state ad buy today with an economic ad that talks about our positive economic agenda. I understand why people who support Hillary Clinton want to talk about something else, but we feel really good about taking our case to the voters. We feel really great about these new polls showing us tightening in all these swing states, particularly Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio. The Emerson College poll today shows us within the margin of error in each. We're up by 17 points, according to Emerson College, over Hillary Clinton among independents in Ohio. I mean, if we're that awful, if we're going to lose, if everybody was quoting the polls 3 weeks ago, it's over, you can't recover, and now we're tightening, let's have a conversation about the polls. Everybody wanted to talk the polls 3 weeks ago when we were down. Nobody wants to talk about the polls today. I have to tell you, the last thing I want to talk about is Anthony Weiner, because I find his conduct to be disgusting.